Why Starlink? Well, a hotspot is not the same as Starlink, and I will explain you what the difference is, because many people don't know that. But Starlink Mini allows us to be connected anywhere we are as long as we have a clear view of the sky. Welcome to another beautiful day in rural Montana. Well, we live out in the boonies, and in general, cell phone reception in Montana sucks. And out here, there is no cell phone reception. So many places we go to, on the way there, we lose reception multiple times, even along the interstate. And then wherever we are at, quite frequently, there is no cell phone reception. And especially if you have a job to do, sometimes you need to get a hold of someone. My wife, as a realtor, she had to show a house out in the boonies, and those homes have lock boxes. Realtors put lock boxes on so that they can put the key in there, and then they can just open that with their cell phone, right? They can get there, their cell phone can open the lockbox. Well, what if it don't work? Well, then you need to get a hold of the other realtor that put the lockbox on there and get a code so you can type in the code or something. Unless you would get a code in advance, but that may be difficult because those are one-time codes and they only last so long and whatever. So it's best to have communication, also for emergencies. So now people all the time tell me, well, I have a hotspot in my car. Well, so does the Rivian, at least if you pay for it. And for most other cars, the same thing. You have to pay to get the hotspot. But what is a hotspot? A hotspot is basically just a Wi-Fi signal that the car provides. That doesn't mean you have an actual connection to the rest of the world. No, not at all. In order for a car to provide a hotspot that you can use and access the internet, make phone calls and so on, the car needs cell phone reception. Yes, the car needs cell phone reception. There's basically a cell phone built into your car. There's a SIM card in your car, right? And that allows the car to be connected to the internet as long as it has reception, cell phone reception. Without reception, like here, no signal, your hotspot is worthless. It won't do any good at all. That's where Starlink comes in, because Starlink works as long as we have a clear view of the sky. Even if it's slightly blocked like in trees, it can still work pretty good, especially if you only need to do a phone call. If you want to stream a video or something, it may be a little more difficult with these blockages, but for simple things as sending a text or making a basic phone call, it even works in areas like this in the forest. If it's a dense tree canopy above you, well, it won't work. It needs to be able to see the sky. It also works while driving. We've been using this here on the Rivian, and we've been using it in the Cybertruck, the Starlink Mini. In the Cybertruck, we have a huge windshield. With that huge windshield, we can just place the Starlink Mini on the dash inside, and it works wonderful. No big deal. Also, obviously, the Cybertruck has 120 volt outlets inside, and so does the Rivian, so we can just plug it in with the usual power adapter without any issues. Now, the Cybertruck was easy because we could just throw it on the dash. Now here with the Rivian, it's a very steep windshield, a small dash. It doesn't do that great, especially if you drive in the wrong direction. Starlink kind of looks towards the north, so if you're driving north, it works in the front of any car basically, but if you're driving south, it may be more of a problem, or if you're driving east or west, it will be a problem unless you have this long Cybertruck windshield, right? So for other cars, you need to get it outside, and to get it outside, we have it on the crossbar here. We bought the crossbar adapter from Starlink and installed our Starlink Mini on the crossbar. The bracket comes in this box, and this box is huge compared to the bracket, and it looks like this inside, so it sits right in there. It comes with instructions. As always, Starlink instructions are basically pictures. So it is relatively easy to install this, but there are a few things to it. So this bracket only works on a certain width of crossbar. If it's too wide, it won't fit. I mean, that's pretty much with all brackets, it's gotta fit. You can adjust for the thickness, and it shows that on the instructions, the bracket part that goes underneath, you can flip that over, and so it has a bow down, or you can flip it up so it has a bow up, depending on the thickness that you have. Now, the problem I ran into here is the width of this crossbar. It's been just about a 1/4 inch too wide to attach it anywhere towards the left or right side. In the middle, it's narrower because in order for these bars, these crossbars on the Rivian, they fit in every position. I think there's 3 or 4 positions up here that you can put them in. And because the vehicle is not straight, so the width varies a little bit. So Rivian made those crossbars so they can adjust, slide in and out. So in the middle, there is a narrower part, and that's where Starlink fits. So we have to put it in the middle so it fits. On the outsides, we probably could have barely made it work, but it just didn't really nicely seat. So I decided to just put it in the middle. It doesn't matter anyway, but it does fit on there. And the whole bracket is basically metal. And I was kind of surprised. It actually has some teeth on the lower part that grabs the bar. And I thought there would be some rubber or plastic or something in between, but there is not. So I don't know. It was kind of, to me, it's like, man, that might do some damage. What if that vibrates up there or anything? Well, it doesn't vibrate. It actually sits great up there. It doesn't move at all. Also, another weird thing is I would have thought the dish, the Starlink Mini, slides on from the front onto the bracket, right? Because you're driving forward, the wind pushes it onto the bracket. That was my thinking, but it actually slides on from the back. I don't know. I was a little bit concerned in the beginning, but we did 300 miles here just the other day with this up there, and even on the interstate at 80 miles an hour, that Starlink Mini doesn't move. There's no sign of it vibrating, coming off, or anything. So not a problem at all. So yeah, the instructions come with it, super easy to install. Now, the other problem is routing the cable. Where do you go with the cable, right? We don't really have anywhere to go in, so I brought it over here. I brought it in front of the bar here and in here, so we got to squeeze it through the seal in the door. Not optimal, but it works. We probably could also go back towards the trunk here because that's where it's plugged in the outlet in the trunk. I'm going to show you that here in a second. When you purchase the Starlink Mini, it has this little bracket here is on the bottom. It's installed there. And to take this off, all you do is pull down here. There's 2 little knobbies here. You just pull down, slide it off. And the same shape you'll find on that bracket. And you just slide it on there, and the 2 little knobbies are also on this bracket there, and that's how it holds. And they're really tiny. I mean, if you look at this, I hope you can see this here. Let's see, they're little tiny, these 2. That's what holds the dish on, and that's why I was a little concerned that because we're sliding it on from the back, that the wind may be able to push it off. But like I said, it sits up there solid, not a problem whatsoever. So, well, let's take a closer look up there. So this is how this looks here. So you can see the bracket going under here, and it's got a bow up, and you can flip that over so it has a bow down, so you can go for a thicker bar. And you can see we're touching right there, so we're in this gap there where it's a little bit narrower, and we are against that. And then on the back side here, we got a bit more room. So, and if you look at it, it could barely fit on this bar here, on this width. Obviously, right now it looks like we got a lot of room there, but we're also here in the front, you can see the bracket right now is in there, so we would have to bring it out. And if we bring it out, then we lose the gap back here, and it wouldn't really fit nicely. So these little knobs here, this little knob on top right there, we got the same knob, but you can't see it. It's under the Starlink there, is in the front. They go into little round shaped indent, so they can't slide out. And so it's a bit too narrow for this bar right here. This crossbar is just a bit too wide to make the seat properly. And yeah, this here, I mean, it moves a little bit sideways here, but I can't move it forward back, or I mean, it's pretty dang solid. And since we have a glass roof here on the Rivian, right, we could look through the roof and see this thing, and it does not move. So, and yeah, the same thing we got here with this right there. You can pull on this to release it and then slide the Starlink off. So we just pull it down and then pull the Starlink backwards like this. So now we can see this, how it looks like here. And it's pretty simple. You just turn those two knobs till tight. And this is how the Starlink looks like. And yeah, it just, you put it on here. You gotta get your wire centered here into the opening, slide it forward, and it's already in place. And this is all there is to it. Yeah, but so the only thing here is, yeah, you can see maybe there's a little imprint on the wire from being caught between the door here. And we just route this back here on the Rivian. Let's open this here. We have a power outlet back here. Here we go. There's the power outlet where we plug in the usual adapter. Here we got the rest of the wire coiled up, and it just goes out there, and it works wonderful. You just turn the power outlets on and you can start driving immediately, and it will eventually connect. Yeah, this is pretty simple. I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory on how to install it. If I can do it, you can do it, no problem. It goes up there. It fits almost any bar except if they're too wide. So you can look up the specifications online. You can look at the manual on Starlink to make sure it would fit your crossbar that you have. And if it does, I don't even remember, it's like $30 or something for this thing. So it's not bad, and it's solid, it's metal, it doesn't move, it seems good quality, and even the Mini on there doesn't move or anything. I was kind of surprised, to be honest, like I said, but it works great. Going down the road, it works wonderful. As long as you have a clear sky, or an open view of the sky. I mean, if there are clouds, it still works. This will work. It may not work as perfect as it would be stationary, right? But it works. I actually did stream. I was on a Zoom call, and it worked just fine as we were driving in a forest like this here, and it worked. So it's pretty darn amazing. Obviously, you have to get data for this Starlink, the Starlink Mini. If you add it to a regular Starlink, if you have your Starlink already at home, and if you add it to it, you're paying another $50, I believe, a month, and you get 50 gigs. So if you need more, you have to buy more data, obviously. But for us, that does enough, because usually we just turn it on when we really need it. We don't just leave it on all the time, and we don't like do things like, you know, as we're going down the road, we don't stream videos or anything for no reason. We just use it when we need it, and the 50 gigs have been enough for us. The funny thing is, with one time I ran out on the last day, and I got an email that said, hey, you're out, you're cut off. And that was because actually it was in the Cybertruck, and I was on a trip to Las Vegas, and the Cybertruck was downloading updates while I was driving because it connected to the Starlink Mini. And so between me doing stuff on the phone, it being a longer trip, and the Cybertruck downloading software update, the pretty big one, that maxed us out. So that was kind of funny. So most cars don't have an issue with that. I mean, the Rivian could download as well, or some other cars do downloads over the air, but many cars don't, right? So you wouldn't have that issue. But that was kind of funny. I ran out on the last day of the month, and so obviously the next day I was back in business anyway. And at the time when I ran out, that was in Vegas, so there was no problem with cell phone reception. So that was the only time I ran out. So we just have the regular 50 gig plan and nothing else, as we have the base Starlink here at home as well. So yeah, I highly recommend a Starlink Mini if you're out and about a lot and you do a lot of stuff online where you need reception, obviously, or if you don't have reception but you need it, then Starlink Mini is your thing. Also, the speeds are good. Pretty sure you can do better with the Starlink than with a hotspot in a car. Now, if you're a city dweller, then you probably don't need that. But if you're out like we are in the boonies, I mean, this thing is a lifesaver. This is just great. So we love Starlink. Highly recommend Starlink. And like I said, it works while driving. It works parked. I also parked it before to provide Wi-Fi or internet to some people. I just turned it on. They desperately needed it. Provided it to someone else. You know, so you can help someone out that needs internet desperately. It's maybe not just for you. It works in an emergency in most places. If you couldn't move the car and the car is stuck somewhere where you can't reach the satellites, there's a lot of cable there, so you can actually run out the 100 feet with this thing and hopefully reach somebody or reach the satellite so you can get a hold of someone. So there's just so many options. But I mean, I'm a top fan of Starlink. I highly recommend Starlink. Now, all that said, like I said, if you're a city dweller, don't buy Starlink. You don't need it, okay? You don't need a Starlink in your car if you live in town because you have a hotspot. Use your hotspot. Use your cell phone reception. Don't use Starlink. And don't get Starlink for your home either, because if you have a cable coming to your house, if you have DSL, or even most places or many places nowadays have fiber optics going to them, stick with that. Do not go to Starlink. Why not? Well, leave the Starlink to us that need it, that are out and about. And on top of that, you will have faster speeds on fiber optics, and you will have faster upload speeds regardless of what you're hooked to, okay? Upload speeds are very slow on Starlink. Only download speeds are pretty darn fast. But fiber optics or DSL is going to be as fast, or fiber optics are actually going to be faster. So don't take our bandwidth away. So if you're a city dweller, you do not need Starlink. But if you're out like we are, no cell phone reception out here. We don't have no cable out here. Even the phone line is too old to have DSL, so we rely on Starlink. We have to have Starlink out here. So, all right, well, that was just a quick video about Starlink. Like I said, highly recommended. Also, go look down below in the description. There's a bunch of links if you're looking for accessories for like a Rivian, a Cybertruck, a Tesla, Chevy Bolt, or so on. We have links down there from some companies that provide cool accessories, like the running boards here on the Rivian came from EVBASE. We have those links down below. There's coupon codes down below, so you can get a discount on your order as well. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up for this video and for every other videos of ours that you watch. In any event, thank you for watching. Goodbye.